Mission Monday update. It is Monday, February 26th, 2024, and we are here again with our updates of the week here for Project Die Hard. We are so happy to have, we got one guest in the background now, and I believe we have number two joining us shortly here. But before we get there, I've got the pleasure of introducing to you Brian Gibson, the founder and president of Project Die Hard, so that we can get all the latest and greatest news of what's going on here in the land of Project Die Hard. So, Brian, come on in. So good to see you tonight. How are you doing?
Oh, hanging in there, sister. Thank you, and God bless for all you're doing for the mission. Right? Again, a big thank you, and God bless to all who support this mission because it's so important. I mean, yeah, it's just so important. Before we get into the slide deck, a big shout out to Zach Clayton of Community Pay It Forward. Right? We were on his 22-hour podcast. That's our third year on that podcast, and we're going to keep doing it. It was a great thing given the yearly update to those folks. I had like 40 slides in, but I can't do this. I got to get it down to, my time slot. But I think it went well. Well, with that, talking about slide decks, because I'm scatterbrained, I'm going to share my screen and we will get that rolling. Boom. All right, here we are. Just remember, everybody, we are a faith-based, scripture-led veteran nonprofit with complete financial transparency. I can't stress that enough. All donations go to bring hope to veterans, and we work with the blessings we receive. The next big thing's happening because March is right around the corner. March 2nd, the FOB Fellowship Breakfast. Yes, the first Saturday of every month at 189 Haven of Love Drive, Makanda, Illinois. All are welcome to come and break bread with heroes. Veterans eat for free. Then, March 6th, here in Paducah, Kentucky, our fellowship breakfast. That's the first Wednesday. The IHOP in Paducah, 2861 James Sanders Boulevard. Now, I'm going to remind people from last week, these events are still happening only by the good graces of the American Legion Post in Metropolis, Illinois. We have 48 days left to find 32 people to give $22 to keep these outreach programs happening. On March 8th, right here on this channel, we are doing a deep dive podcast. This is not our regular podcast. This is a deep dive. We are bringing up that problem of veterans being church hurt. And then, of course, the PDH Give Back Day is March 9th. All right. Bring Veterans Hope. Our PDH Give Back Day is the second Saturday of every month. It's in person or online. We always take help when offered, but the Give Back Day is set for people to plan. If you want to come to Forward Operating Base Rush for a Give Back Day, come on down. We are not having a problem with you coming and helping. if you want to join our team, right, email volunteer@projectdiehard.org. Trust me, Sue needs all the help she can get because she's got to put up with me. March 8th, 2024, 1700 hours, right on this channel, right? We have met our share of Christians out there gatekeeping salvation. They say that the church is a holy hospital, but they're not accepting new patients. We will be talking with kingdom leaders about this because Jesus doesn't, and we won't. All are welcomed. All veterans are welcome. We have Brad Hansen, the Church of the Woodlawn. Great people, great church. Chris Tice, you may remember from our last Hope Stock. He's actually been to the FOB from Eagle Fire in Richmond. David Verone from WBGL.org. Last week I told you about that visit up there, and things are going great. And then James Scott from the Safe Haven Church in Paducah, our newest ministry partner. Again, if you know of a ministry that wants to help bring hope to veterans, have them reach out. We will be talking about veterans being church hurt. This is a very in-depth deep dive, and your participation would be greatly appreciative. I know Sue and Kurt and a few others of the team will be backstage during this event to answer questions on Facebook and on Instagram and wherever they're at. They're there to answer your questions while me and these great brothers in Christ have this discussion. This is something I got to bring up personally because of the meetings I had. Look, folks, we don't need investors. We are not here to make money off veterans. We need that word. I can't pronounce it. I guarantee Susan will correct me when we come back. But we need those people to help us bring hope to veterans. Any monthly amount helps this mission grow. When you become a patron, you get the right to come and visit any event or any facility and see where your donation goes. Again, some of you are watching on YouTube right now, but we need to get the subscribers up. To monetize this, we need subscribers. Again, if that's all you can do is find us on YouTube, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, share it out, invite your friends to it, that's a way to help because YouTube will pay us. I was watching a video today. I watched this outdoor channel, and they did a little breakdown. This guy makes over $1 million a year off YouTube. Come on, folks. Help us get that. We'll put on content when we get the volunteers we need to make the content. And that is how they say is the short, sweet, skinny of it. Yes, Aaron, they are here. Susan is here. In fact, I'm going to bring her back and we're going to carry on with the mission. We got some great guests out here. It's all yours.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brian. Always good to see what's happening, where we're at, where things are going. And we can't thank you enough because I don't know if people understand how much time and energy you put into this. You wear so many different hats. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for all that you do. So we do have actually at this point we have two wonderful guests backstage here, and I'm kind of curious if you have a preference what direction you would like to go first.
First, I always stress teamwork makes the dream work, and we help those who help us.
Yes.
So no disrespect to our other guest, but let's bring Aaron on first because his podcast has blessed this mission, and I think I'll let him announce that big announcement that next week. Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, let's go ahead and bring in the wonderful Aaron Avila of Stroke TV. So, Aaron, I'm going to bring you on in here to come say hello. It is so good to see you, my friend.
It's really been a while. Thank you very much. I'm sorry my lighting isn't working, so I'm a little dark. But it's really good to be here. Thank you. It's so awesome what Brian is doing with Project Diet. I mean, I'm all in. I can't do financially, but I sure can use my platform to promote and get them going. And so you really got you and Kurt have got yourself you two have got yourself something really big here.
Yeah, this is an amazing group. All the things that Project Die Hard is doing. So I'm wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about what you all did with Brian recently, and also tell us about you. Tell us about what it is that you do so well.
Yeah, you're such a great ghost. You really are. Great question. Of course, I don't remember because it was true because I with memory does. So, but I just today, Brian and I just recorded another podcast today. I'm tired. I'm sorry if I talk funny, but yes, we had a really great podcast today. And I put my podcast and I make those little YouTube shorts, little shorts, and then the views on TikTok. It's still going. It's funny. It's fun work when I think what you guys would like I said. I'll say you and Kurt are doing by your support. I think you're the host of the show, right? It's all about Project Diet. I can get kudos to you two for what you're doing. It's great.
It's a little piece that we can do to help get the word out because Project Die Hard is too important to be a secret. We need to let the world know about this organization and to do what we can to help get that word out there. So, and I know what you're doing is helping that mission too. So I know that so tell us more about what you and Brian have all done together.
We have done Brian and I did a couple podcasts together, but I do my own YouTube shorts and shorts and stuff, and I'm just here to try to bring attention to what he's doing because I think what he's doing is amazing. But we've done two podcasts together, and once again they have the next week. We're hoping everything goes right. Ryan, what is happening? Could you remind me what's happening next week? I can't remember, bro.
Okay, brother. Today, praise be to God on this man. Next week, this podcast right here will be streamed on Stroke TV.
Yes, well, I forgot about that.
Ain't that a blessing?
That's right. And soon I'll work out the two get will talk. We'll get the
Yeah.
details out.
Again, Sue and Kurt run this podcast, people. If you want to be on this podcast, email monday@projectdiehard.org and we will get you rolling. All right. I got an email I got to get to get our next guest in. I'm still here, but I'm going to be backstage working on some stuff.
Excellent. All good. All right. Again, like I said, you're wearing a lot of hats, and we know that. You're all good.
I've got a few questions for Sue too.
Excellent.
Sue, now how long have you been ambassador for Project Hard?
Ooh, we would love to have you be an ambassador for Project
No,
Dire.
no, how long have you been ambassador?
Well, how long have I been? I'm bringing you in. That's a good question. I'm trying to think how long it's been. I want to say, gosh, was it last summer or has it been a whole year already? It's been a while. It's been a little bit
As
here.
you know, I do host a podcast, so I'm a man of curiosity. It's the way it goes. But I'm curious, what got you and Kurt involved with Project Hard?
Well, there's a good question too. So part of why my timeline blurs is that Kurt got involved ahead of me, and I really got more involved in the podcast here actually late last year. So as far as when my piece of ambassadorship started, I think I actually am misspeaking a little bit. It was later in the year, but it's been around us for quite some time because of Kurt and Brian meeting. Oh gosh, whenever it was that you guys met, I'll have to ask the guys later. But why are we here? Project Die Hard is all about bringing hope to veterans. I never realized, actually, until it was probably about 10 years ago, was when I first understood the extent to which suicide in the veteran community was so substantial. And that was a shock to me. I did not understand how it could be that this just, it is a fact that when you look at all of those who lose their life to suicide, the number, it's more than half of the people in the United States here that lose their life to suicide are veterans. That I cannot wrap my head around that. I hear it, I say it, and it doesn't make sense to me. And this is something I can help to hopefully make a difference on some level, that we can reach people, that we can help provide what they need, because nobody should be in that position that they feel like that's their only next step. I hope to God that anything that we have happening here can make a difference for somebody somewhere, even if it's only one, that it would make that difference, that they would say, okay, yes, I have hope. I can hold on for another day, and then maybe I can hold on for that another day again. That's why I'm here, because I got to do something.
You are inspirational to no end. I feel like that was awesome. I think it's incredible. I think your passion and love for what this purpose is, Brian's purpose, I think I agree with you 110%. No veteran, especially. I mean, that's true, everybody, I agree, but no veteran, especially, should be left behind. I had to stop myself because we didn't want to get into the politics of the immigrants make bank coming across our borders. But why our veterans are struggling and to put food on the table and to buy health care and that suicide thing is just, I hear you. I've been there. I don't know. In my early days, I would contemplate very seriously twice. And it's a dark rabbit hole, a dark energy I can't describe. And these guys all come back from the military with PTSDs. And where's their support? It comes to people like Brian's doing out and you, Kurt. and me to I'm hell in my way. That's where the sport is. I'm sure I know Brian. He praises God for what is our sport, but our government should be like giving them $10,000 a month, not some illegal immigrant. My opinion. Sorry. Oops. Sorry.
You're good. Well, and I do want to take a moment and can you share what your platform is? If people want to find you and find the programs that you do, how do they do that?
Okay, well, I am Stroke TV Media is a primary media company, and you can get a hold of me. The best thing, just go to any browser, type in Stroke TV Media, or type in hashtag Stroke TV, and you'll find out everything about us. Those two places, but you can connect the Aaron Atlas. You can see. You just put Aaron Atlas, CEO of Stroke TV Media, and all. I'm sure I'll come up.
Excellent. Wonderful. I am so glad you're here with us. I am going to go ahead and bring Brian back in to see if he has other thoughts here to share, but I know we also have more guests that have joined us. So Brian, I'm going to bring you on back in here, and I'm going to turn the mic over to you for just a moment here.
Okay. Yeah. We got that all thing. Let me look here. Oh yeah. He's sitting back there patiently. Now he is a veteran. He went to the dark side, became an officer. So I know they're impatient, but I told him, be patient. We work here as we go. But we got to move on to our next guest, which you get to introduce because I just met her, 15 minutes ago?
Excellent. I'm happy. Very happy to do that. So, Aaron, I'm going to put you on the stage, but don't go anywhere. Feel free to hang with us here. And I'm going to bring in the lovely Debbie Hayes to join us today. We've known Debbie, gosh, I'm not sure how long I've known you at this point. We've gotten to be good friends in a short amount of time. She has a wonderful, wonderful organization she works with, Pet Club 247, and she brings a lot of good things to us, to pets, to so many people. And she herself is just one of the nicest ladies I know. So I am so glad you're able to join us here tonight, Debbie. So if you could just give us a little more introduction to who you are and what you do, and welcome to Project Die Hard.
Thank you. I do want to say first, one of the things that I think is mind-boggling about the veteran suicide, when you think about Zach Clayton's program, the 22 hours, which represented the 22 suicides a day, and now it's more than 44 suicides a day. It's amazing. It's obviously, Brian, we need lots of programs, because you can't service everybody that needs it. Even when you're in full swing, you won't be able to.
We totally understand. This is why we tout teamwork makes the dream work. We invite everybody else who wants to help us, come on in.
Right.
Yeah, and actually that is something that you both have in common, because Zach Clayton did his 222 to save 22. So I'm glad you brought that up. That is actually a 22-hour podcast. Can you imagine doing that? 22 hours straight. He was doing a podcast. I know, 22 hours straight of podcasting that it is honoring this, basically what this mission represents. This is something that is amazing. So I'm grateful for what he does. And he does that on February 22nd. I believe this was his third annual that he just did. Right. Both of you were guests on there. And I know, Debbie, you helped with hosting for a piece of it as well. So do you want to tell us a little more about that?
Yes, but I am gonna rat on Zach. I messaged him and said, "How are you holding up?" And he said, "My wife is taking over for me for an hour so I can rest."
Oh, good.
I forget what time that was, but yeah, I couldn't do it. 22 hours? I'd be like, So that was great. Yes, I enjoyed it. I was on Zach's podcast prior to the 22 hours. Um, so so what I do is promote immune support for both humans and pets. And it started out actually as pets, although the inspiration for the company was a human. So going back and forth there. But so I was on with him. We talked a little bit. The Coriolis versicolor mushroom, which is the most potent of the mushroom supplements, is what is in our primary product. That's the pill for the humans, and it's also in pet treats and some of the pet food. It is not in any way, shape, or form anything designed to make any animals or humans high. As I tell my networking groups, if you want that, you have to go someplace else. But so, you know, and I can vouch for that because I take them on a daily basis, because we do have people that take them for prevention as well as their immune support is already down and they need to boost it up by getting rid of whatever is ailing them. So we talked a little bit about that on his podcast. And then on the 22 hour, we talked more about a little bit more in detail about the mushrooms. This particular mushroom was first documented in the 1300s in the Ming Dynasty. That was a long time ago. I wasn't born then, so I can't say I saw the writing. And if I would have seen the writing, it would have been in a Chinese dialect, so I wouldn't have been able to read it anyway. So we have to go with what they said. But actually, the first use that was documented with humans was for what they called then melancholy, which is depression. So that's something that, you know, that your people might think about, Brian, that might be able to help some people.
Debbie, I've known of your product for a couple years.
Oh, really?
I've just been waiting for you to make it into the circle.
All right. Well, we'll have to talk more about that.
Kurt and Sue will take you through that process. But yeah, look, if it doesn't get them high and it helps, it's a plus with me, because remember, folks, no drugs or alcohol allowed within this mission.
Right. Very, very sound. Very sound philosophy there. Yeah. So there are over 400 studies in the United States, both on pets and humans, and a lot of testimonials. And I'll tell you one pet testimonial, because I like it, because it's two dogs that came out of the same litter. And it just so happened that an adult brother and an adult sister each adopted one. Well, they both, and I'm thinking it was probably genetic, but I don't know that for a fact, they both had seizures. And I'm talking about 5 to 8 seizures a day they were talking about. The brother found out about the mushroom supplement and started giving that to his dog that he had adopted from the litter. And within a month, saw a decline in seizures. In the second month, 1 seizure, and I'm not talking about per day, I'm talking about the entire month. And the third month didn't have any. In the meantime, the sister consulted somebody in her family who was studying to be a veterinarian, and said, oh, no, don't try that. There's a lot of stuff out there. It's not going to help. And her dog was on the product that the vet recommended. We would never recommend, by the way, that someone not take their animal to the vet, not take themselves to the doctor. But anyway, she left him on that medication, and the dog continued to have the seizures. Finally, after a few months, she was like, I better try what my brother's doing. And basically the same timeline for her dog, really cut back the first month down to 1 or 2 the second month. And then after that, they were gone. So
I love the stories. And I know you've got, your company has a morning motivation phone call that is at 10 o'clock Central. And I know I've hopped on a few of those, and they're wonderful. I hear stories, success stories of like massive impact on people's lives and their pets' lives. And I love stories and that kind of stuff. I was just like, oh, give me more, because it is a testament to what this product can do for people and for their animals. And we've got a dog. Every once in a while, you might even hear her in the background. And, and you've got 3. If you have 4.
I got 3 huskies in a mutt.
Excellent.
Throw huskies out.
Yeah. It's, in fact, I was talking to Brian before, because thanks to Sue and Kurt and Emily, I'm doing World of Pets podcast. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow will be our 4th episode. I think we have it down so that we'll be able to share it, and people will be able to go back if they can't be on there tomorrow night. So we're really excited about that. And I was talking to Brian about what can you come on and talk to about dogs, and then we can sneak in some comments about Project Die Hard as well.
Again, Sue and Kurt, they're the ones that book me tomorrow night. I'm already booked. I'm sorry, right? But Sue and Kurt handle all my podcast appearances and things of that nature. Yeah, we'll talk. Yeah, you two can talk that out. But when it comes to pets, I believe every veteran should have a service dog. I do. But when other people charge a veteran $4,000-$5,000 for a service dog, I think that's so wrong.
Wow.
Our plan on our facilities is to partner with a service dog trainer, right? To come and train veterans with their dogs to be trainers. And our service dog program is when a veteran comes and tells us, hey, I want a service dog, here's your puppy. Because that gives them something living to care about so they can carry on.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
And in the same retrospect, they can go through the training together. Again, there's a lot we can talk about.
Yeah.
But
and you were mentioning 5,000 for a service dog.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I have a friend whose son has autism, and I think they paid 50,000.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, as high as that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. I had no idea.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. In fact, the people that were on with me on the 22-hour podcast, there was somebody that joined us that does train the service dogs, and they said they are a bargain at 5,000.
Oh yeah, that's a great bargain.
Yeah.
But it's still $5,000 that a veteran doesn't have.
Right.
Veterans lived on fixed incomes.
Yeah.
Right? They're wounded, they're retired, that's $5,000 they don't have.
Yeah.
So with our program, a veteran gets a service dog, gets to train it, and it's free.
That's wonderful.
And they get to learn how to train service dogs so they can go teach other veterans, right? So maybe we can take from that 5,000 down to maybe 500.
Mhm.
I'll accept that.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Debbie, thank you for coming on. Hang out, because at the end of this, we bring everybody back in, all of our guests, and we talk. But we got to get one more guest in here, and then Kurt's in the background, because then I understand Aaron has a question about PTSD. So I think that might be our question for the last 10 minutes.
All right. All right. Well, yeah. Thank you so much, Debbie. We'll bring you back at the end here. I'm
All
so
right.
happy
Thank
you're here.
you.
And actually, I think, Brian, I'm going to hand the mic over to you to introduce our final guest for the day.
All right. I will do that. So let's roll you backstage. All right, folks. Sue is so great, but yeah, Sue ain't never met this brother from another mother. He has came to our fellowship breakfast. He has been to Forward Operating Base Rush. He pastors a church that has joined our mission in bringing hope to veterans. So instead of me trying to tout his horn, I'm going to bring him on. Everybody, give my brother, James Scott, a warm welcome.
Hey, thanks, Brian. Thanks, everybody. I coming to you live from the skating rink here. I'm over here for a Christian music night, representing my church with our youth and partnering here with several other churches in the area. So, if you saw me kind of messing around with the camera earlier, that's where I was. I was inside trying to figure it out, and it was really loud and a bunch of kids around and music blaring and everything. So I had to come out here on the porch. But yeah, like Brian said, pastor a church called Safe Haven Church here in Paducah. I spent 24 years in the Air Force, half of that time enlisted and half as an officer, as he very erroneously alluded to earlier. But it provided a great career and a great platform for where God has me now, and that's leading an entirely different group of folks in a different type of mission. One of the unique things that we get to do is my wife and I recently, a year ago, we bought our former elementary school. So we have a very large facility on a large piece of land. And through that process, we ended up connecting with the church, and they were looking for a pastor. And that was our next step. And then through that, being a veteran and a retiree and back here, I connected with Brian some time ago as well at the breakfast, like he said, for Project Die Hard. And we've just stayed in touch ever since. And we've spent, I would say, an increasingly amount of time together over the last maybe 2 months or so. And I have just become more of a fan of Project Die Hard, and Brian has partnered with me on a couple of things that we are working on as well. So that's who I am. Thanks for having me on tonight, and look forward to seeing what we're going to do together going forward.
Okay, brother, before you run off.
Yeah, I know you got something for me.
Oh, of course. Why did your church join us as a missionary partner? Why? What?
Yeah, we just we understand the mission. We believe in the mission, and we want to contribute to that going forward. We all serve the same God, and we all follow the same Jesus that hung on the cross for all of us. And you do that, and we do that, and we just want to partner together.
Okay, well, on behalf of Project Die Hard, myself and my team, we say thank you and God bless for joining us in this mission. And yes, folks, keep looking, because big things are going to be happening here. And it's not because of James, it's not because of me, it's all
Right.
because of God.
Right.
Understand that He put us together and gives us inspirations, and we talk, and we're taking His plan and growing His kingdom. All right,
That's
brother,
it.
I'll let you get back into it, but thank you for stopping
Thanks,
by.
y'all.
Remember,
Appreciate it.
March 8th, he's going to be here answering some really hard questions.
Looking forward to it. Thanks,
All right,
everybody.
brother.
Bye.
Okay, that was quick and short. He is just about as busy as I am.
That says a lot.
Again, he's at a Christian night thing at the roller rink. They do once a month. The churches came together and they do this. Yeah, look, folks, become a ministry partner with us. Pray for and share our mission. That's all I ask. The rest will come. God will provide. We know this, but the more people that come to us, the bigger their congregation grows, the bigger our mission grows, and the more veterans find hope. Okay. So we are to the point of we bring everybody back. And yeah, let's do that because I think Aaron has that question.
There we go. We got everybody in the house here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and hand this back to Aaron. What was the question that you were looking to have us talk about here? I think it was a good one.
Well, you know, all of us say it. We see PTSD. I actually have my own. Having a brain aneurysm is like getting shot in the head. So I've been there. But I want to hear Brian. What is PTSD to a veteran?
Good, solid question, brother. Good, solid question. What is PTSD to a veteran? Well, what is PTSD? Post-traumatic stress disorder, right? As veterans, we go through a lot of traumatic events. War will do that. People have asked me, well, what's war like? I'm not claiming this quote, but I picked it up somewhere. It's long hours of sheer boredom interrupted by itty bitty times of sheer terror. That's war. Okay. In a nutshell, I've told many people, I've seen the worst man can do to man. Okay. I've seen it. Am I asking for pity? No. Yes, I know I chose it. But as my wife once told a coworker, my husband volunteers to go back so your son doesn't have the nightmares. Some of us take that on so people can live freely. So yeah, that's PTSD to a veteran, brother. I mean, it's all these sheer terror moments that build up.
Do I kind of ask one more questions too? I'm curious, Brian, you PTSD. Why do some turn to suicide and some do not?
Brother, if I had that answer, I wouldn't be running this mission and I wouldn't be working as hard as I do. Okay. What leads to suicide? Depression, anxiety, right? What do veterans do to do that? Myself, my poison was alcohol. I tried to drown my demons. That led to that 45 in my mouth. But then God saved my life. Most of my brothers and sisters turned to alcohol, drugs, whether prescribed or found on the streets, right? For the longest time, the VA, and they're getting better, but they still do it. Here, take this pill, take this pill, take this pill, take this pill. and it gets them addicted. And then when the VA goes, no more pills, then they got to go somewhere else. So it's what leads to suicide, the lack of hope. And that's the whole premise of our mission, is to give veterans hope.
Yeah, isn't that really it, Brian? I think it's nailed it, bro. Right on the money. It's suicide. I've been there. It's a lack of hope, because if you have hope, you don't do suicide.
Again, brother, that's that's what this whole mission is premised about. But people try, well, what do you mean by hope? Well, our fellowship breakfast, our facilities, our outreach, it's Monday to all of our followers. I hope you're liking these little shorts that I'm doing in the morning on like Motivation on Monday, Touching Tuesday. Folks, I'm happy to do it. To my marketing people, yes, I'm doing it. Okay. But I do that for you guys, not for me. It's Motivation Monday. Stay motivated. Don't quit. Touching Tuesday. Reach out. Touch your vet. Check your vet. Wacky Wednesday, I'm still trying to wrap my head around, because I'm really not that wacky, but my people say I got to start lightening up. I don't know what that means, but
We'll help you with that.
Yeah. Thankful Thursday is where we reach out and say thank you and God bless to all that help our mission. And then Family Friday, because family is very important, because family is the rock that veterans need. It's okay not to be okay. There's ways we can help you normalize. To the spouses, don't give up on them. Don't give up. Work through it. You need help, reach out. We have other people that do that for a living. We will be glad to put you in contact with them. They're resource partners. Their whole mission is saving veteran marriages. That's their whole mission. I'm not claiming I know how to do it, but hey, I know a guy and a girl. This is teamwork making the dream work. So, what are you going to bring to the mission? Reach out to Kurt, reach out to Sue. They'll get you started down that road.
And Brian made it easy for people to reach out. We have real easy email addresses. Susan@projectdiehard.org. Kurt@projectdiehard.org. If you want to know more about the Monday update like this, if you want to be on, if you have questions about this, email monday@projectdiehard.org. If you want to volunteer, guess what that email address is? volunteer@projectdiehard.org. Okay, so I think you got the idea, right? Easy to reach out, easy to connect. The number of times I have heard Brian say this, teamwork makes the dream work. It's true. We need all of us. It can't happen with one of us. It has to happen with all of us. And some people just haven't heard about us yet. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to get that word out there so that we can make a difference on a whole new level, because Brian has already made things happen that has made a difference for other people, and all those that are involved in this. It's happening. It's happening. So we need to continue the good work.
I haven't done jack.
Oh, yes, you have.
No.
The good Lord has, yeah.
The good Lord has done it all. I'm just the steward. Okay. That's a warning I got to give people when I go and I speak and I give my testimony and I tell people, when you're praying to God, of, hey, this is wrong. Why don't you do something? Oh, he's going to tell you what to do. Okay. And when you ask God, give me what you need me to do, be prepared, because he doesn't do anything small. But stay with the faith and keep going, because you don't quit. Today, God proved his worth with my brother Aaron there. Stroke TV is now going to share this podcast. That's God. That's nothing else. Aaron heard about us. He looked at us. He saw us. And he had me on his podcast. He believes in the mission. And he says, I can't donate money, but this is what I can do. Thank you and God bless, brother, because you're growing the mission. To our new friend, Debbie, we will be talking. I guarantee it.
Yes.
I guarantee it. We will be talking. But
And Brian, don't downplay yourself. You are a very worthy steward.
But I am just the steward. Okay. I couldn't do what I do if it wasn't for Kurt, for Susan, for Beth, for Christy, for Jim, for Holly, for Michael. I know I'm for Tammy. Again, I'm as good as my team. That's it.
Brian, your servant leads like me, brother. If you lead from a servant's heart, and there's no more powerful, God-given power that you can have but lead by a servant heart. Jesus was the prime example of a servant leader. Sorry, I have to say that. No, sorry.
Okay. Now, as our standard protocol works, and we got a couple more minutes. Kurt, turn on your mic. It's your turn.
All right.
What are you going to tell us?
Well, what I want to do.
Come on.
All right. Well, what I want to do is I want to take the opportunity to reflect on something that, came to us from a friend out of Madison, Wisconsin. Basically as we all ventured together to figure out what we were going to do with that COVID thing, 2020, he noticed some, health concerns that just in a month, he's like, wow, I used to go out there and do these things, and then now stay safe at home. And, what am I to do? And he took on the attitude that I'm going to commit to something and I'm going to share this with my friends. And he's part of it's called the MASH group, and it's with the MS Society. And so they have a support group. So in the support group format, he tells them, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do 15 minutes every day. I'm going to do a routine to do some things. And, he's a drummer, and with his MS, he can't do much with drumming, but, he does drum circles and stuff like this. And so he created Shakedown, 15 minutes of music and motion. And that's another thing that Sue leads every day at 12 Central, the 12 o'clock Shakedown that we inherited from Jim Turk. And, so Debbie has been on there. Aaron has been on there, but I think he connected once and he was like, what's this? Is this a good fit for me? I don't know. So we haven't seen him since. So but that's okay.
You guys invite me how many times? And that's just not me.
Yeah.
But there's some people that you could refer, Brian.
Oh,
I mean, just to get over there and get moving. And, if somebody's like seeing something different than what Sue's doing and they're not doing the same thing, nobody cares.
Hey, I think I've told my team, Sue and Kurt do have access to stream things onto our channel.
Ooh.
Okay. Don't throw that on me. Don't throw that on me.
It is a fun way to get moving. And yeah, exactly what she said. It's very much there's a no judgment zone. It's something where you do what you can and it's fun. And honestly, the people that have been coming on here for a long term, everybody looks forward to it. And there's social time after. And it's always that, we talk about hope. It gives us something to look forward to.
Sister. My question now is, how come that's not streaming on Project Die Hard at noon every day?
Well, guess what you're going to see tomorrow?
If I see it, great. If I'm not stuck in a meeting somewhere or working on some fire that has to be put out somewhere. But again, I've given you guys a lot of latitude on, look, God will never leave this mission. Don't ask. We will never use the suffering of veterans to grow this mission. And there's no drugs or alcohol allowed within this mission. If you can work within those parameters, reach out. Reach out. Reach out to Kurt, reach out to Susan, reach out to Jim, reach out to Beth, reach out to Chris. No, take that back. Victor, Kurt, Susan, Holly, Jim. Those are the ambassadors. That's where you start. Now, Susan has her address, Kurt has his. There's another one, ambassador@projectdiehard.org. Okay. Where does that go? That goes to every ambassador's email at the same time.
Efficiency.
I love it because Kurt and Sue are in one spot. Jim's down here. Holly's over here. Victor's over there. We're nationwide already, folks. So that ambassador at projectdiehard.org, the ambassador that's closer to you will reach out and say, hey, let's talk. And then they will do all the grounding, pounding work, and which I'm thankful for. And then they, look, folks, I'm not going to lie. They tell me, Brian, I need you to on this meeting because there's things that I'm not quite, comfortable with. I want your take on it. But I give my team a big latitude. I do. They know what they can and cannot do. If you want those rules, volunteer at projectdiehard.org. Step up. If you want to make it to the leadership team, I'm going to warn you, it's a wild ride. Because Kurt and Sue think I bug them. You don't get a quarter what the leadership team gets. I'm just saying. That's how it works. All right. Sue, what else have we got? I think we're running out of time.
Yeah, we are at our end. What an amazing evening it has been. This is Project Die Hard Mission Monday Update. Brian, thank you again for all that you bring here. Kurt, as fellow ambassador, fist bumps there, man. Later, I'll walk downstairs and give you a high five. Aaron, always good to see you. So happy that you joined us today. And Debbie, welcome. And thank you for all you do. And both of you, we all will be in touch. And so happy to have James Scott on here earlier. And again, it is on Friday, March 8th. There's going to be a special episode that has Scott, along with a few others that will be joining in a special podcast happening that evening. So at 1700 hours. Thank you so much. We will see everybody back here next Monday for the next update. So there's a week ahead here. What are we going to accomplish, everyone? I'm excited to find out. How do you find out? Come on back here. Same time, same place. So with that, I'm going to say good night. And again, as always, we thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.